We have things to talk about. JP Morosi on the Inside Corner. Good Friday morning to you. The Pirates front and center again because they just got to 500. And I was thinking about it. If you judge their off-season moves, JP, they know what works for their club. So now what?
Lauren, good morning. And you're exactly right to draw that parallel between a very busy and I would say productive offseason for the Pirates and then what they could do at the trade deadline. I've been checking in with sources on this. And again, last night I said, what are we hearing on the Pirates? And I was told they are planning to buy. They are planning to buy. And at the moment, they are focused on bullpen. They want a little bit more swing and miss to help secure some games late. We all know how long it's been for them since they've returned to the postseason. We'll also talk about the strength and stability of their starting rotation. Yeah, it wasn't a great vintage scheme start last time out, but there's a lot to build on there as a rotation. So if you add the right bullpen pieces around it, you've seen the Reds now fall back into the pack a little bit. It is still a pretty crowded wild card picture, but intriguingly, Lauren, some of the teams that are in that middle tier, along with the Pirates in the wild card race, might actually sell. The Nationals could sell. The Marlins may actually sell in a limited way if they end up moving Sandy. So the teams ahead of them may actually fall back. And with the Pirates and bringing in Brandon Lau and how productive he's been, this might be their time to buy. And again, last night I was told they are already out there looking for relievers.
Wow. Okay. A little bit more swing and miss. If we had a quarter, right? Every time we heard that, it's a division we will keep a watchful eye on. And if we're looking to keep a watchful eye, enter Tarik Skubal. Every time, JP, we mention a team, I always think, wait, is that realistic? Could he really go there? Who's in? Who's realistically in and out?
So, Lauren, you're the second person this morning to ask me this question. I'll tell you a quick story about the first. So I'm driving back. I went to the Portugal-Croatia World Cup match last night in Toronto.
Yes.
So I drove back through the night. At about 3 a.m., I'm crossing the Ambassador Bridge. And by the way, to answer the question in the A block, Detroit is the most beautiful city in the country. Gorgeous view of the Detroit River coming over.
That's another lie, okay?
So I pull into the Customs Border Protection. First question, purpose of your visit. Is that the World Cup? Second question, Mr. Morosi, are the Tigers going to trade Skubal? That is not a word of a lie. That is not a word of a lie.
So I said,
you got to watch Central. I'll tell Laura the answer to this question in just a few hours. So the answer to that question is my surprise team on Skubal. And I still think there's about a 60-40 chance, which is what I told our Customs Border Protection people this morning, because I got to be honest with them. I've got a 60-40 chance that Skubal has moved. And the surprise team I've got for you to keep an eye on is the Tampa Bay Rays. You just talked about them in the previous segment. Yes, they've already got a really good rotation. But remember back a few years ago when there was whispers about the Rays or the Angels potentially moving Shohei Ohtani at the deadline. The Rays were the sneaky team on them. And this is already a really good rotation. I've got it. But you wonder about Griffin Jax transitioning from the bullpen to starting. What will his innings look like? And if you're going to make a big-time statement in the American League right now, you look around, there's not that many heavyweights at the moment in the American League. New ownership, new future for them in Tampa Bay. This might be the time for Eric Neander to be really aggressive. He's always very imaginative as a GM. I'm just telling you, do not be surprised if the Rays are one of the teams we're talking about in the early days of August. And again, I'm already on record with the authorities as to giving that answer, so I'm going to give it to you on the air as well.
Wow. My takeaway from that story is you didn't get any sleep and you're this joyful on the air. That's why you are the best teammate. I mean that. One of the many things we love about you. It's the names for the Giants that could go that we've tried to kind of narrow down. Is it Logan Webb? Is it Luis Arraez? What do we know right now at this hour?
Well, let's go with Luis Arraez right now, because in a market where there is not a lot of offensive talent out there, Luis Arraez to me stands out. He's had an all-star caliber offensive season for the San Francisco Giants, and notably he's been playing second base. Last year, of course, he was a first baseman in San Diego, but he's showing that he can still get it done defensively. He's actually been close to a league average defender at second base, which he faced some questions about. So the fact that he's defending well has opened up even more possibilities. The Cubs are a possibility, depending on their needs as you get closer. I would highlight most of all, though, the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have now, with a really good surge in recent days, they've pulled even with the Mariners and even better at times in the American League West. They're looking for offense. They've had some injuries in their lineup. But the Rangers, to me, in an American League West where some teams have disappointed, the Rangers are now moving towards the top. So I've got Luis Arraez and the Rangers as a possible fit. And yes, Lauren, I got a handful of hours of sleep, but I could talk about the trade deadline any day. I'm energized by watching that great game last night and set for a wonderful, happy 4th of July weekend to you.
Happy 4th of July to you as well. We got to go, but you watched the A-Block tape. Are you a thrill seeker, yes or no?
I'm pretty boring. I would say no.
It's so weird. You're not dangerous, Jon Morosi.